Our hearts continue to bleed for the 13 service members who were killed 2 years ago outside Kabul's airport during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. There are no words that can console their families. At best, we give the families the opportunity to speak about their killed family members and to vent. And who could blame them to want to vent? Yesterday, some family members did speak at a congressional forum about the tragedy, still fresh in all our minds, especially theirs. The Gold Star family spoke for almost 90 minutes. They want you to know what it is like for them. We owe it to them to listen. Here is some of their testimony.
When our leaders, including the Secretary of Defense and our Commander-in-Chief, call this evacuation a success, as if there should be celebration, it is like a knife in the heart.
We were told lies, given incomplete reports, incorrect reports, total disrespect. I was told to my face he died on impact. That's not true. The only reason that I know this is because witnesses told me the truth. I was lied to and basically told to shut up.
His commander-in-chief chose to use him as a pawn so he could meet his September 11th deadline and get the optics he wanted.
I have no illusion that anyone will be prosecuted or terminated for ignoring intelligence or making bad decisions, not even for lying to all our Gold Star families. My request is that those mistakes are owned up to, that my family and the other Gold Star families hear the truth, and that we are made aware of who is accountable.
Veteran journalist who has covered so many wars and just about the best colleague you could ever have, my former colleague Geraldo Rivera joins me. Nice to see you, Geraldo. It's been a long time.
You too. Erica sends her love, and to you and John, we miss you, and I'm delighted to be on your program.
Delighted to have you. The reason I wanted you, because you've been to Afghanistan so many times covering this war, and we're coming up on the 2-year mark of the evacuation. You listen to these parents, and your heart bleeds for them, and it's that whole evacuation. I mean, your thoughts as we look back. Did it have to happen like this?
It was a mess. It was very poorly executed. I was in favor of withdrawal from Afghanistan. I still believe it was the right decision to make, but the execution of it was just so rookie. It was so ill planned. It was just chaos. They could have kept Bagram open. They could have done it in a much more measured way. We all knew that the forces were being withdrawn, Greta, but to just kind of wild card, let anybody who got to the airport first that could jam into these aircraft, some of them to their deaths, was just absolute folly, really mismanagement. I think the Biden administration really has the responsibility, the ultimate responsibility for letting it go in the way that it did. It was totally unnecessary, Greta.
You know what bothers me? I mean, first of all, you listen to these parents say they were lied to, or at least they believe they're lied to. One saying it was calling a success. I mean, that's offensive to them. Another saying incomplete reports. Another one saying their child was dead on impact, and apparently she says that's a lie. But but it's even like the thing that bothers me is that look, the buck stops with the president. And he blamed the timeline set by former President Donald Trump. But the problem is that he could have changed that timeline. And if he just sort of stepped up and said, "I wish I'd changed that timeline. I wish I'd done something different." But instead, I can understand why these parents feel extra pain, because I don't think we're being straight with them.
I don't know what the Pentagon has told them. And I feel long ago I vowed never to contradict a Gold Star parent. They are always right. They have made the ultimate sacrifice. Their loved one is no longer there. Their son or their brother or their husband is no longer there. And it was the chaos that led to their deaths. It was just horrific. I blame ISIS. I blame the terrorists, the murderers, the pigs, those with bloody hands who did this horrible deed, slaughtered 13 Marines, but also 180 Afghan civilians. They were just, bloodthirsty, awful terrorists. But we're out of there now. I I look back on Afghanistan and say, what the hell did we stay so long for? Once Osama bin Laden was killed in May of 2011.
And in Pakistan.
Why did we stay?
And not even in Afghanistan, but in Pakistan.
We could have, and I'm not sure we're not there in some capacity. Certainly, our fleet is offshore, but this chaos was unnecessary. You know, the Taliban beat us. We were defeated strategically, tactically, every way you can imagine. It is their country. I don't think the United States has any real interests there, except maybe stopping terror plots. But I believe the Taliban, it's in their best interest to police their own country. They're starving. Their people are in desperate straits right now. I just, going back to the loss, though, of the 13 Marines and the others who died at Abbey Gate that terrible day in 2021, you know, unnecessary. The Marine in the tower saw the suspected bomber. He could have taken him out with his sniper rifle. It is, and to leave under those circumstances, not just the chaos that shows the utter incompetence of the planning involved, but to go with the death of these 13 fine patriots, it is beyond the pale, Greta. It is suffering that leaves. It defines our stay in Afghanistan, our entire stay there, Greta.
We left so many people behind, people who actually helped us, Afghans. And I've met some down at the southern border, or actually in the staging ground in Colombia. They've made their way from Afghanistan trying to get up to the United States that way. You know, it seems to me that there's so many people who want to be here and who helped us, worked with our military, did everything. But it's like, you know, we just closed up shop. I mean, it's, you know, and, you know, we've separated families now, those who are successful at getting here, but their families are back home. I mean, is there something we owe them because they helped us?
I am proud to say that my driver, who was 21 years old when I met him on a roadside going into the Khyber Pass, Akbar Shinwari, is now living here. He's here in Cleveland with, you know, we've sponsored him, his wife, and 5 children are here. He works for the local NGO refugee agency. His 2 adult daughters are in college here. I'm delighted. I did not leave him behind. He was evacuated. We got him on a flight. You know, he's a brave and intrepid journalist, and he's an esteemed member of the Muslim community here in Cleveland now at the mosque. He's a person of repute, and I wish that everybody. You know, I wish I could, what happened with Akbar, I wish happened with everybody that worked with us in Afghanistan. I'm glad we could help those. Fox was pretty good about it. They really worked hard with us and with others. Rob Wallace and Suzanne Scott, they really stepped up to the plate. But obviously there are dozens, scores, hundreds, thousands we left behind.
Who have not. Geraldo Rivera, always nice to see you. Thank you.
You too, Greta. Great to see you.